Hi everyone, and welcome to a new episode of Days Podcast along with a new video. I want to thank you guys so much for liking, subscribing, viewing, watching, and listening. I truly appreciate it. There will definitely be more that we'll be talking about very soon, along with just more updates. I want to be sure to continue with Patreon and Spotify exclusives as well. So without further ado, we are going to go on to talk about something, of course, free and for you guys to be able to listen to and watch. We're going to talk about Loud by Rihanna. Loud is the fifth studio album by Barbadian singer Rihanna. It was released on November 12th, 2010 by Def Jam Recordings and SRP Recordings. The album was recorded between February and August 2010 during the singer's Last Girl on Earth tour, 2010 to 2011. In the filming of her first feature film, Battleship. Rihanna and L.A. Reid were the executive producers of Loud and worked with various record producers, including Stargate, Sandy V, The Runners, Tricky Stewart, and Alex the Kid. The album features several guest vocalists, including rappers Drake, Nicki Minaj, and Eminem, who is featured on the sequel to Love the Way You Lie, titled Love the Way You Lie, Part 2. Battleship, not to just go right into the movie, that came out, I believe, 2012. I seen the movie, I liked it. A lot of people, some people had felt like this was, different to see Rihanna in, because we're so used to her, being, a singer and just, being very expressive and just out there. So just to see something, military science fiction-esque was very different. And of course she was touring, and that's another thing, like I've said in previous videos, like touring is your money when it comes to being an artist, or even down to when you're making appearances from movies. That's your money. You want to be able to be seen and be like, hey, I'm here, and what would you like to know, and what am I gonna get into next? But it's true. But there's also the sense of touring where you can just keep it, local. It doesn't have to always be just abstract all over the world, all over the nation. It depends. A dance pop and R&B album, Loud differs from Rihanna's previous effort, Rated R 2009, which incorporates a prominently foreboding and angry tone and dark themes. Loud features up-tempo songs and marks the return of the bright, optimistic sound prominent on her first two albums, Music of the Sun, 2005, and A Girl Like Me, 2006. It also uses rock and California King Bed and reggae and the Caribbean-inspired Man Down. Yeah, I think I was alluding in the previous Rihanna videos that this was the album where she just was becoming happy. First of all, be sure to check out Unapologetic and Anti. Those were the first two Rihanna videos. I actually started talking about Anti first, or Anti. But I talked about those two videos pretty much first last year. So be sure to check those out if you already want to kind of go ahead and see like where we are with Rihanna now. But I just want to let y'all know, and just videos that I'm coming together with different artists that I've already talked about, or even new artists that I'm talking about, or even new topics that I want to make sure that there's reference. So references, if anything, to episodes that you guys could watch. Let me stop being silly. All right, Loud received generally positive reviews from music critics who complimented its upbeat material and Rihanna's vocal performances, while others stated that although the songs were solid, they were unfocused to each other. The album was a commercial success. It debuted at number 3 on the US Billboard 200 chart with sales of 207,000 copies, the highest first week sales of her career at the time. So if you guys have noticed, she's not debuting, you know, as high as expected. And I'm not feeling a way about it. I think that, you know, when it's not, chart positions vary based on, like I said, it don't have to be whether there's more sales or people wanting more. There could be a time that there's somebody else releasing something. You never know. We really don't be knowing. And I can look up and see, okay, well, you know, this week of August, I think it was August, right? No, it was November. I'm silly. But no, she was recording in August. Yes. But yeah. So, where was I at here? The album peaked at number 1 on the Canadian, Swiss, and the UK albums chart. Yeah. According to the International Federation of the Phonographic Industry, Loud was the 8th global best-selling album of 2011. Since its release, it has sold over 8 million copies worldwide. So, there's a love for Loud, definitely. The album produced 7 singles, including the international hits Only Girl in the World, What's My Name, and S&M. All 3 singles reached number 1 on the US Billboard Hot 100 chart. Okay. S&M was Rihanna's 10th number 1 song in the US, making Rihanna the youngest recording artist to accumulate the plateau in the shortest time, surpassing Mariah Carey. Only Girl in the World won the Grammy Award for Best Dance Recording in February 2011. Okay. Additionally, the album was nominated for 3 more Grammy Awards, including the Album of the Year. To support the album, Rihanna embarked on her 3rd worldwide concert tour entitled the Loud Tour. Yeah, she was touring, y'all. Okay. Only Girl in the World, September 10th. 2010, that's the first single, okay? What's My Name came out October 25th, 2010. This is all 16-year-old me for me. Rain and Men, December 7th, 2010. Wow. S&M, January 23rd, 2011, okay? S&M is about 14, 15 years old. Just about it the other day, all right? It's still January around right now. But, Man Down, May 3rd, 2011. California King Bed, May 13th, 2011. Okay, that was back to back. Cheers, Drink to That, August 2nd, 2011. And it's something because from Cheers, no one was expecting Talk That Talk to be out within 3 months. No one was expecting that, but we will talk about that in the next video that we talk about. It may actually be the last video for now when it comes to Rihanna's albums, because I talked about most of them. So, yeah, the background of this album: following a domestic violence case between Rihanna and her boyfriend at the time, Chris. We don't need to talk about that. Media speculated as to whether any song on her 4th studio album would be about him, which we already talked about with Rated R. You know, there was alluded themes of just feeling, you know, I have to persevere, and, you know, why not? Rated R was commercially successful and spawned 6 singles, you know, but as far as Rihanna came, okay, so Stargate's tour Eric Hermanson said, Rihanna came to us before we started recording Only Girl in the World and said, I feel great about myself. I want to go back to having fun. I want to make happy and up-tempo records. Yeah, Rihanna's coming along incredibly. Oh, wow. Why did it... Okay, so in an interview for MTV UK, and I'm not saying why in a bad way, the vice president of Def Jam Recordings compared the upcoming Rihanna album with Michael Jackson's Thriller, saying Rihanna is coming along incredibly. I'm trying to push her to where every song will be a hit from 1 to 12. I'm talking about no album fillers. Our bars for this album is Michael Jackson's Thriller. Okay, so even with Michael gone, you know, within a year or so from all this, or within the time frame, it's just, there's just so many people from different labels, because it wasn't just Def Jam, it was all damn labels damn near. Everybody wanted to make somebody duplicate what Michael did, and I just don't feel like it's fair. Because if you're gonna have 10 different Michaels, they're not gonna appreciate the real one. And I don't think that's ever gonna happen. There just won't ever be another Michael Jackson. So now, I wouldn't ever think that. He is the only one and will ever, always, that is the only man. Okay? Yeah, so back on the Loud here. As far as influences, you know, it really brought people into feeling, you know, her get back into pop a bit more with still R&B, and you know, it really worked out for her in a great way. Let's just get into the track list, because I mean, yes, there was X Factor, Saturday Night Live. You know, I'm not trying to not talk about these, you know, events, because, you know, you guys can see that she did perform. The Brit Awards 2011, Good Morning America. She won the award for favorite soul and R&B female artist for the American Music Awards for 2010. Okay, so listen, she performed a medley from Love the Way You Lie, What's My Name, and Only Girl in the World, winning an award. Okay. I try to make sure I give enough, as I always do. Y'all don't be worried about that, but I always try to give like enough feedback and background to the era, the time, the individual that I'm talking about, or individuals that are involved. I don't always want to, oh, here's the music. Like, I always want to give like a sense like, no, they were doing things. They were doing things. They did things. So yeah, touring was serious. Wait, she did the tour comprised 101 show dates. Okay, 32 in North America, 1 in Central America, 4 in South America, and 64 in Europe. So she was overseas more than here. And I feel like that's why, you know, overseas, they be like, Rihanna. Over here, we talking about where's the music. They just be happy to see her moving around. Oh my God, she's in Paris? Fenty? Like, you know, we over here, we're just like, where's the music? We want to see you post, but where's the music? But yeah, the critical reception, Loud receives positive reviews from music critics. If you've looked at previous videos, you can tell that this is a big step compared to where she began. Because it was generally favorable, you know, there was a certain dynamic to where it's now at positive, just positive reviews. At Metacritic, which assigns a normalized rating out of 100 given to reviews from mainstream critics, the album received an average score of 67 based on 22 reviews. So it's something, because there would have been more critiques, probably, maybe, but not as much. But looking at the reviews, it's not bad, but some people were saying that it wasn't as good, and I think that at the time, and I feel like that's why people are like screaming saying we want more music, is because, like I said, when it came to Rated R from Good Girl Gone Bad, there was just people still feeling like, well, when are you gonna have like that album? And it's just like, y'all are getting albums, okay? Y'all gonna miss this. And she meant it, because she was definitely touring and doing interviews and was out and about. And in the next album, she kind of makes amends with a few things before she well, just there's a sense of her making amends with a few things and talk that talk before it kind of goes, like she just kind of just says it. But you guys will understand. Yeah, debuted at number 3, and she had a lot of sales overseas, and that's why overseas they were like, no, come out here, and why not? And if they paying me a little bit more than the U.S., okay, because a lot going on. Okay, so yes, track 1, S&M. Track 2, What's My Name, featuring Drake. Track 3, Cheers, Drink to That. Track 4, Fading. Already by track 4, I'm already like enjoying the album. Of course, What's My Name is, one of her biggest singles with Drake, as opposed to Work, which I've talked about in the Auntie video as well, or episode, whichever you guys prefer. But I know that now, as it's aged, you do kind of hear a sense of where, she was, in love, or trying to find love again. And it was okay. Track 5, Only Girl in the World. Track 6, California King Bed. I don't know, before I continue, Fading is underrated. Y'all don't give Fading enough credit. You do not. I don't know why y'all don't. I'm just being silly, but no, I feel like Fading can get a little bit more life. California King Bed, like I said, was track 6. Only Girl in the World, of course, is track 5. But I just want to make sure you guys know that, yes, those are big singles, and I do acknowledge them. And if you love those songs, I'm happy you love those songs. They are great songs. As far as track 7, Man Down, now that's a great song too. I feel like it don't probably get played enough. And then there's Raining Men featuring Nicki Minaj. Now, I'm not saying that I've had anyone ask me about if I'm going to talk about Nicki Minaj. But I want to make sure I have an open dialogue for all artists, so I'm not gonna take away or not talk about people that are not of interest of others. I think everyone is talented, and I think everyone should deserve to be spoken on rightfully, But as far as Raining Men, it was very much a song to let people know that, Nicki was, of course, here, and was going to be able to embark on her own journey as a superstar as well. Not to say that Rihanna completely stamps her. I'm saying that just from this song and hearing her on Rihanna's album, people were aware that, okay, Nicki's really possibly going to be doing something serious soon. Because Rihanna at this time is a really big artist, and still is very much to this day. So again, I just want to make sure that's clear, that, if there's any barbs that feel that they would like me to talk about Nicki Minaj, I am not opposed to it. Because I know there are people that would like me to talk about different artists, and I don't want no one to feel like I can't talk about certain artists because there's other artists that they may not want me to really, I don't know. You just want to make sure you give all of what you can be able to give, and I've always said that. But yes, track 9 is Complicated. I think Complicated is one of her overlooked songs too. Yeah, I like that song too. Like I actually love that song. When I look at it now, it's like, wow, like I really was coming into a time of adulthood where music was really finding more of itself with artists and for artists too, Track 10, Skin. Now this is very sensual. This is, well, not even sensual, I'm sorry. The complete opposite. She just gets right to it. The mood set. You already know what's next. Yeah, no, we're doing things. She made it very clear. Track 11, The Love the Way You Lie, Part 2, featuring Eminem. I thought that was a great ending to just show, like, hey, you know, I am still collaborating with artists, and we will have more to give you guys over time. But yeah, it was only 11 tracks at the time. And there were bonus tracks, I thought, at one point. But yeah, this was the album, and it was a great album, still is. Stream it. And yes, I will definitely be back with more. I truly appreciate you guys watching, and I thank you.